Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my latest setup video. It's gonna be like a setup slash product review type of video. So this is the same rod and reel I had in the last setup video, the cages from Shimano. It is a rock solid workhorse, that's all I can say. 60 or 70 bucks for it. It's been cleaned one time and I tried to clean it not too long ago, and I can't get the handle and stuff off because it's also seized up, but it still works great. So I'm just going to keep using it till it don't work no more and buy another one. So as far as the kayak, still same kayak, the Stealth from Emotion. It's the Angler, the Stealth Angler 11. I bought this for like 20 or 30 bucks off eBay. Stuck a noodle on top to make it float. The handle was like extra long, so I cut the handle down to make it more kayak friendly. I made this bump board. Well, I bought the ruler from Walmart. I bought the board stuff from Home Depot. It's actually it's like a baseboard. It's some kind of a expanded foam PVC. Pretty hard, pretty flexible, durable. I like it. I just, stainless steel hinges, stainless steel screws. I've got this aluminum bump board that I bought for like 20 bucks from Walmart, bolted in. The stickers are coming off, of course, but I got all my measurements. This side is the minimum, that side's supposed to be the maximum, except for on the 15 because there's so many damn fish that are 15 inches minimum. But yeah, I'm probably gonna take that handle off because I don't use it and I don't like it. But these little round pieces of plastic, they were a marker. I just cut them so that it doesn't go past 90 degrees. Just hope it's a little bit past 90 degrees, but pretty freaking close. So yeah, as far as my rod holder, I got the extension on here. I keep my knife in here. I keep all these lures. That's my go-to lures selection. I just leave them hanging up there all the time because, why not? I wear these Ray Guard boots, so I don't have to worry about getting a treble hook in the foot. This is my air pump. I just open this thing up, turn it on. It's good to go. I just leave it in there all the time because I fish with live bait so much. So this is my same old throwable PFD. Works great. Just sit on it. I guess maybe one day I'll save a life by chunking it at somebody that's like, oh, I'm drowning. I'll be like, hey, check this out. You can sit on it, or you can like save your own life with it. So this is my drink holder back here. I just throw my drinks back here, and I haven't lost any yet, so I think it works pretty good. Inside the crate, what do we have? We've got the Bruce Claw anchor. I can't say enough about this thing. This thing is great. Every kayak angler should have one of these. It'll stop you on a dime in sand, mud, oysters, whatever. I drug around one of those claw anchors for I don't know how long, one of the foldable, collapsible claw anchors. And I drug it around because it would never stop me. It just, you drag it across the bottom. It's worthless. Fish grips, gotta have some of these bad boys in the boat. Look, I've got these slightly worn out. They have seen some fish. Down in here, I've got my little 360 light that's, oh my God, it still works. I freaking put everything in these freezer bags. These vacuum seal bags, just because they work great. Here's my stringer with the locks. People have been asking me about the lock system. I didn't invent this or anything. I got it off the internet from somebody else, whatever. It works great. I love using it. It is what it is. The bottom line, I can hook this end of it. If I can figure it, there it is. I can just throw this end like over my anchor cleat here. Just throw it over there, lock it in, and it's good. I don't have to move that again. And then on this end, I got this long ass needle. I just, jam that through the fish lip. And then to lock it in, I'm just sticking it through this hole, pulling it all the way through, turn it around, and I stick it back in there. You can double lock it in there if you need to, but I don't think they're gonna pull it out from there, think about it. How hard are you gonna have to pull to get that thing to come all the way back out of that hole and then turn around? But enough about that. And the reason I got this one on here, it's just a spare. Because I seem like I lose these things so often. I don't know what the deal is, but they get lost, and I need to have a spare. It is what it is. So yeah, usually I'll just leave this thrown down here in the footwell, and I've got a freezer full of fish, so lately I don't even keep fish, but if I gut hook one or something, I think they're gonna die, I'll go ahead and keep them anyway, because I don't want to put a fish back in the system that's probably just gonna end up being crab bait. This is my same old gulp tub. Just has a variety. It's like a buffet of gulp. Just, I mean, nothing special, nothing fancy. They don't leak. It stays in there all the time. I got my little first aid kit down here in the very bottom of the crate. I put that foam in there because everything was getting wet. And my hooks and stuff down on the bottom of these crates were getting rusty. But I don't carry a tackle box anymore, people. I started carrying these. This one is my little jig box. You know, I keep all of my, look, I love these little screws, the little screw kind. I don't know, they don't fail on me. Like, I had to steal the treble hook off of this one to put it on the, I had a freaking fish tear the treble hook off one of my gold spoons. Look, as a matter of fact, it's this gold spoon right here. That's the treble hook that was on there. Stuff you got to do to catch redfish, people. Sometimes you just got to improvise. Paracord, because you never know when you're going to need some, right? And I put it in that thing. I mean, it's probably okay if it gets wet, but I got that thing, so I'll just use it. That's my, this is for Kayak Wars. If you're not in Kayak Wars, you should be, if you kayak fish. It's 15 bucks a year, and it's just cool. I mean, it's a cool way to, like, catch fish. And I mean, I don't guess you catch fish different, but it's like a different motivation to catch fish. You don't have to keep them, you don't have to release them. They just have to be the minimum size. They got trophy for extra points, all that good stuff. It's fun. It just gives me a different reason to enjoy being on the water. This, toilet paper. Yep, sometimes you got to wipe your ass. I mean, when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, it is what it is. If I ever had to use this, I plan on using the bag to, like, put the waste in, because man, I'm against littering. Hey, there goes a fish. I'm against littering. It's not good. Y'all want to see these other boxes? See what I got going on in here? This is my big trout box. That's why I've got the big stuff. Corkies. Yeah. This, I got some, that's just a leader. That's a H&H spinnerbait for bass fishing. More H&H spinnerbaits. I got some bugs baits. I have never tried these before. I bought them a few months ago, and I'm kind of waiting for the reds to really start getting up on the flats and I can sight cast straight to them. I'm still kind of half blind casting to reds, and you know, I see them blowing up on the shorelines and I throw to them. But this is one of those marker 54 shrimp. There's another one down there. Those things are awesome. They catch a lot of fish. And let's see what I got in the next box. In the next box I have, this is the heavy box. This is, I've got all my weights over here, big hooks, bigger circle-ish hooks. That's a offshore jig. I got a big 60-inch tape and 120-inch tape. Some Kingfish stainless steel leaders in there. More marker 54 lures. One right there. That's a little unfair lure right there. They give you an unfair advantage apparently. So I can't talk about that. It's a secret lure. You don't even look at that one. Don't look at it. Can't talk about it. And this is my top water. I got my plugs, and extra hooks. See, these are my little live bait hooks in case I run across some sheep's head or some smallish black drums I want to catch. That's my go-to circle hooks for redfishes. I seem to lose so many of those on the oysters, so I just keep a nice supply of them in there. Keep my corky covered up. Keep my corky covered up. And this is another one of those marker 54 lures. Totally awesome. So yep, I even got a little silver spoon in there. It used to be silver, now it's turning silver and rust colored. Kind of happens when you're on the water a lot. So yeah, in this pocket I keep all my little gulps and yada yada yada, a couple of spare popping corks, a couple of spare bottles of Procure. I think I got some spare hooks. It just holds everything good. So This is a beautiful little reel right here. It's the Shimano Sena, $30 at Walmart, Academy, pretty much anywhere that sells tackle. But they're a great reel. I mean, it is what it is. I catch 40+ inch, you know, black drum on it occasionally. I've spent 2 hours out here fighting a jackfish with it, and it landed that sucker, or I landed that sucker with, you know, that as my tool, but it worked. So yeah, I still got my high pressure water system. I don't use it very often. I don't clean fish very often. I just, you know, it is what it is. I've gotten to the point where I release a lot of my fish. I got a bunch of mullet scales. I use a lot of mullet for cut bait. So look, here goes the product review part of the session. This is my paddle that I use. It's a Warner Skagit hooked, and it's a great paddle. I honestly love this paddle. It replaced like a $25 paddle that I had, and I had that $25 paddle for like, man, 10 plus years at least. The difference that I can say is my $25 paddle was just as good or junky the day that I quit using it as it was the day that I bought it. I can't say the same thing for this paddle. The issue that I'm having with this paddle is, first of all, something came loose, and you can't hear it all the time, but you can hear it from time to time. It kind of like slides down and hits, and slides back and hits. But anyway, I'm assuming it's some kind of a little water plug that was supposed to stay put, and that got loose somehow. But the biggest issue, if you can see, is the freaking gap. The gap in there is getting wider. If it was just that gap, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But the problem is there was no gap when this was brand new. And in the year or so that I've used this thing, this gap has progressively gotten wider and wider. And it's, you know, for it to be $100+ kayak paddle, I feel like that's a little bit unacceptable. I've talked to the company, I've talked to Warner about it. Well, I sent one email, I didn't like talk to them. I sent an email. They basically told me that I could send it into them, and they would spend 5-ish days fixing it and then send it back to me. I fish way too much. I can't be without my motor for a week. And my $25 paddle that I had before is so junky that I'm not going to go back to using it. Something I have started doing though, people, and I recommend everybody do this because, you know, why not, is I've started using a kayak paddle leash. I just clip my kayak paddle in there, and I don't have to worry about it. If I need to just throw it in the water to get it out of my way because I'm fighting a fish, or, you know, sometimes I'll throw my paddle up in the weeds just to kind of use it as a weird anchor. But it's nice to not have to worry about losing your paddle because you're doing other things like fishing. So for my camera, I've got a Fujifilm Fine Pix XP. Is it a Fine Pix? I don't know if it's a Fine Pix, but it's an XP80, and it's a great camera. I really like it. Waterproof, takes good pictures, takes good video. It was relatively inexpensive. This is that cheap GoPro. I call it, it's not like a cheap GoPro, but it's 129 bucks, and it's a great camera. If you want to see like my video footage with using this camera, the only one I can think that I know of right offhand is the Carnival Cruise tour video was totally filmed on that camera. I didn't even take this one on the cruise. But this is my life jacket that I use. I stick my, you know, my keys and my money clip in this pocket while I'm out on the water. They just go right there. This is where my camera and my phone go. I'll go ahead and stick those in there too, because, you know, why not? They got to go in there anyway, right? I'll open that up. And that's my Kayak Wars camera. That's what I call it, because you got to have a decent camera to take pictures for Kayak Wars. So here's another kicker right here. This isn't really a big deal, but I just want to illustrate this to people because it's really disappointing. Okay, look, this is my old pair of flip-flops. I know everybody really gives a shit about my flip-flops, right? But check this out. These flip-flops are seriously like 10 plus years old. I mean, you want evidence? Look at the bottom of them. These things have been through some shit. Well, I've actually probably walked through some dog shit with them. But look, you can see through here, and look, that's the strap that you can see inside the thing. I've worn them so much. So I thought, hey, those things have spent a good life. They still work. I still wear them. I bought me some nice new expensive ones. And these are Sanuk. Sanuk? Is that how you say it? I don't know how you say it. But they're garbage. Look at this shit. I walk my dog. And I mean, they're brand spanking new still. I took my dog for a walk. I'm about a mile away from the house, and these things pull out and leave me stranded. I had to call my wife because I got tender ass feet. I can't walk barefooted, not on hot concrete. But oh, and I make my dog walk in the grass, so I don't want to hear a bunch of bullshit comments. But yeah, look at that shit. So don't buy any of this crap. What is it called again? Sanuk. Yeah, garbage. I paid a lot of money for them. I don't remember what I paid exactly for them, but they weren't like $15 flip-flops. They were expensive because I planned on having them for like 10 years or so. I planned on wearing them out like I did these. And these, in case anybody's wondering, are called Cobran. Cobran? Am I saying that right? I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I swear, all these holes were supposed to be drain holes. See how they come out the side? Because they're like made to be worn in the water. Now the drain holes just drain straight out the bottom because I've worn them out so much. But these were thick when I bought them. These were awesome flip-flops. And I still wear them. That's why they're with me right now. I wore these here, and then I put on my Ray Guard reef boots here, so I don't have to worry about getting a stingray in the foot. But other than that, I think that pretty much covers. People were wanting to know about this contraption here. I just put a D-ring. You know, I bolted it straight through the bed, so it's got, you know, nuts on the bottom with washers to hold the bottom up. This is a lashing winch. They're about 15 bucks on eBay, or Academy, eBay. They're about 15 bucks on Amazon. I put some big ass bolts, same thing, washers and nuts and bolts, and fastened it down. This has been holding my kayak down for over a year now. You know, this is just a really short piece of strap that goes over. I stick the kayak in here, you know, I winch it down. I've got this little contraption that came from the machine shop that was going to be something else, but it kind of got messed up, so it fits perfectly in there, and that's my little handle to crank it down. I've got a cable I can lock my kayak. This thing's rusty, but it works. So yeah, I mean, my cast net stays pretty much back here in this bucket. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Yeah, I got a little bungee with a fishing pole. That's just to seriously hold this up while my kayak's not in here. That way I don't have to walk around or hold this up while I try to stick it in. I can load the kayak up one man, no problems. Okay, did I cover all the bases here? Did I cover? Oh, this crap right here, you want to know what this is? This is for my wading boots. I stick them on here, and then when I get ready to wear them next time, they're nice and dry on the inside. They're not like holding water and getting mildew and all that good stuff. But anyway, people, I am about to get the hell out of here and go do some fishing. So I hope y'all enjoyed my update on my setup video. Like I say, I'm not mad at Warner. It's a great paddle. I'm probably going to take a rubber mallet and beat on that plastic plug thing and see if I can get it to go back in. I hope it doesn't tear up my paddle, but if it does, so be it. I'm just nervous about it coming out. I don't know how far it goes in there. So I mean, if it goes in another 3/4 of an inch, I'll be good for another couple of years. But if it goes in, you know, 1/4 of an inch, I might get, you know, a little bit screwed over pretty soon. Hope not. Anyway, did I miss anything? What am I missing? Nothing? Everything's covered? Good. We'll kill it.